Oh,
Oh
fuck
my.
no. Fuck no.
Boo. Okay,
Well, it is
wow.
Diablo
Who
4.
could have
So the
guessed?
gameplay was
I,
going to be out, so just right between the show and he got it.
that's true.
World premiere comes from 61 members of the team that built Apex Legends.
Oh my fucking
I
god.
don't give a
Hold on, that's okay.
fuck.
December 11th, 2025 may have been one of the most miserable nights out of my 19 years of living. I don't think I've ever been so bored, confused, and genuinely pissed off before. Definitely not all at the same time at least. But unsurprisingly, it's all because of this year's Game Awards. This had to be one of the worst things I've ever had the displeasure of sitting through. That's 3 hours of my life I'm never getting back. Remember last year when I said the awards themselves didn't really matter, but at least the announcements were usually exciting? Yeah, I take it back. This year was something special in the worst way possible. The announcements and the awards were the worst they've ever been. The awards especially were the low point of the show, or one of the low points anyway. Like I've said before, I don't care all too much about what game wins what award, but this year's nominees just made things so boring, man. At the very least, whatever game wins in a category is usually a surprise depending on the nominees, cause it could very well be any game that takes it. But one game this year killed any semblance of excitement: Expedition 33, or Colonization 33 depending on who you're talking to. I haven't played it myself since I've already got way too many things on my backlog. It's probably a good game, maybe even a great game, but its overwhelming presence at the Game Awards almost felt forced, man. Again, it probably deserves all the praise it gets, but it made the show so boring to watch this year. Whenever Expedition 33 showed up as a nominee, you could bet 99.9% of the time it would win that category. When things get predictable, you unsurprisingly stop caring as much. The only time I popped off during an award was when Uma Musume won Best Mobile Game. Anyway, the awards may have been pretty bad, but the announcements must have made up for it at least a little bit, and you'd be right, it was actually pretty decent. That is, if you call going 7 for 43 a good thing. So many of the trailers shown this year genuinely started blurring together, man. It was either some dark fantasy game I didn't care about, some space game I didn't care about, or worst of all, a game trailer with not a single second of gameplay. Genuinely, what is the point of doing this shit, man? Look, on one hand, watching like 90% of the trailers this year made the whole show way more boring than usual. Enough to where I was looking at Twitter more than anything else. And man, was there some funny shit happening over there. But on the other hand, the majority of the trailers being kinda whatever made some games stand out way more. The fact that some of my most anticipated games next year are now Anime Racing Game and White Boy Swag really says something. But surprisingly, there was even more stuff that actually got me to pay attention for a bit. Like that Not Yakuza game, that Anime Switch 2 game, and you know, the brand new Mega Man game after 7 fucking years. The bangers this year were few and far between, but man did they still hit. But there was one company who, strangely, went completely missing during the Game Awards this year. A day or so before the show, Sega was all like, oh yeah, you definitely want to tune in this year. We've got something real crazy coming. And that, of course, got tons of people excited, including myself. There was so much they could have shown here. Jet Set Radio, a new Sonic game. I mean, I would have taken another Persona 4 remake trailer. Literally anything. But no. Sega wanted us to watch the Game Awards for Total War Warhammer 40k, a game that I genuinely forgot was shown off until I was writing the script for this video. I'm telling you, one of these days we're gonna have some uncomfortable conversations about Sega and whatever value it still has. Overall, the Game Awards were straight trash this year. Even the stuff I cared about wasn't enough to carry this god-awful show. You would know it's bad when the highlight of the night was looking at reactions on Twitter. But anyways, that's really all I had to say. Sorry for the short upload, but this shit had me so annoyed I just had to talk about it for a bit. I got some proper videos in the works though, so definitely subscribe to stay posted on those. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.